Sleepmaster!
Hi everyone, Sneemaster here with a brief review of the Aegis Avenger Warlock. The Warlock is an EMP variant of the Avenger series. The whole purpose of the Warlock is to intercept and shut down enemy ships. The Warlock is designed for a crew of 1, just like the other variants. It is 22.5 meters long, 16.5 meters wide, and 5.5 meters high. It still has the single bed behind the pilot seat, but the rear section is closed off and used entirely for the EMP device. It has no storage for cargo, but it does have internal crew stowage of 650k micro SCU. You might possibly be able to stuff some cargo in the rear section, but without a cargo crate it'll fly around and probably damage the EMP device, so it's not recommended. The Warlock has 2 size 1 Stealth Class C shields, designed so the Warlock can get as close as possible before being noticed. It has hull and armor strength more than an Anvil Arrow, but half of an Anvil Hornet. There are 2 size 1 hydrogen fuel tanks, 1 size 1 quantum fuel tank, and a size 1 quantum drive. The Warlock has a combat speed of 181 meters a second and a max speed of 1,306 meters a second, which is slower than the other variants by a little bit. For weapons, it has a size 4 weapon hardpoint under the nose that defaults to a gimbal for a size 3 ballistic Gatling, although you can remove the gimbal and put a fixed size 4 gun that can be very destructive. The 2 wings have size 3 weapon hardpoints with gimbal size 2 laser cannons. The gimbals on the wings can also be removed to put fixed size 3 guns. These are pretty hefty weapons for a small interdictor. Just remember, the Avenger series don't have huge capacitors for weapon energy, so if you use all energy weapons, just watch how long you can fire. You may have to give them time to recharge. There are also 2 size 3 missile hardpoints with dual size 2 missile launchers on the wings for a total of 4 size 2 missiles. Great for attacking small ships at distances of up to 9 kilometers. You can change the launchers to single size 3 launchers or quad size 1 launchers as needed. Most importantly, it has a giant EMP device that is only available on the Warlock. It is similar to the generator on the Vanguard Sentinel. The EMP has a max range of 750 meters. You have to charge up the device first by turning it on in the MFTs, then click the secondary fire to start charging. You don't have to charge it up fully, but if not, it will have less power, range, and duration. A fully charged EMP Warlock will shut down a ship for 20 seconds or so. Just press the secondary fire again to activate the EMP. Shields on a target ship do block EMPs from damaging components, but the shields will be brought down by the same amount of damage that the EMP would do. So the best way is to either use missiles or guns to bring down the enemy's shields first, then fly up close, blast them with EMP to leave them helpless. It's even more disruptive when you are flying over a moon or planet with gravity. The ship will hit the ground and be seriously damaged or destroyed before the effects wear off, assuming that you're close enough to the ground before the EMP wears off. The Warlock goes for $85 in time-limited sales, such as Invictus, or you can buy it in-game for 1.15 million UEC. You can also rent it for 34,000 UEC per day. The Warlock can use any paints that the other Avenger variants use. All Avenger variants, except the Renegade, come with a standard white and black paint, but you can get a ton of other paints for them. There's the blue and yellow Renegade paint, if you buy the Renegade variant. For subscribers, there's also the light and dark blue Copernicus paint, the blue and orange Kepler paint, and the gray and orange Di Biasio paint, only available in the subscriber store. You have the pale green Deck the Hull paint and the metallic blue and white Icebreak paints, both only available for the Luminalia 2952 event, so they may never show up again. There's the Invictus blue and gold paint, only available during Invictus. You have the metallic silver and red Solar Winds paint, only available during Pirate Week. Finally, you have the olive green paint and green camouflage splinter paint, both available all the time on the website. This Invictus, 2 new paints have just shown up in the store. The gray and white Ironweave paint and the brown camouflage shroud paint. I believe these should be available all the time in the regular store. The Warlock is a spunky little fighter and interceptor. It's focused on just one function, disabling and destroying other ships. By itself, it'll struggle against large ships, but it can handle medium or smaller ships quite well. If you team up with other Avengers or heavier ships, then even large ships can be brought down. It's not the fastest fighter or the most maneuverable, but the weapons have a good punch and the EMP is amazing if used properly. The Warlock would be great for the interception of bombers, convoy escort, space patrols, and simply causing plenty of chaos in the battlefield. You can also use it against ground vehicles, especially great against anti-air targets if you can get close enough without being hit. Pirates can of course use it to disable targets for plundering. Warlocks are also good for breaking blockades. If you have a few of them fly through enemy ship formations and disrupt them just enough for more delicate or slower ships to get through. Bounty hunting is good with the Warlock since you can disable bounty ships, but there's nowhere to store your bounties on the ship. The bed in the ship means the Warlock is decent for long-range or long-duration missions, although it is missing a bathroom or food storage. Hopefully CIG adds those soon. The lack of cargo can be a problem, but the Warlock is focused on combat, so cargo is not a high priority. The dual shields and thick hull make the Avenger a tough ship for other fighters to take out, although for an interceptor it's not as fast as it could be. The Warlock is better for hit-and-run attacks. It can take a few hits, but best not to stay too long in dogfights unless you can disable the targets quickly. Another issue is the EMP takes up a weapon group slot, so that leaves you having to group all your other weapons on the primary weapon group. This reduces how you can tactically use your guns, especially since the nose gun is larger and different than the wing guns. Also remember the main gun defaults to a ballistic weapon, so you may run out of ammo quickly. You can change it to an energy weapon, but capacitors are not that large. Fire the guns in bursts or use guns that use less energy. One more thing, the rear door can get damaged during combat and will open up, exposing the internal EMP device to damage from weapons fire. Make sure to watch your back in combat. The EMP is also slow to charge up, so make sure you don't miss when you use the EMP, or it'll be quite a while before it charges up again. Finally, remember that the Avenger ships are very old, both in lore and in reality. They are seriously due another major update to put them in gold status. We may see them change to be much more interesting in the future. So after all that, the Warlock is a powerful fighter and interceptor. There are some ships better at combat, but the Warlock is relatively cheap for a ship built around an EMP device, and it can hold up well in combat. I definitely recommend the ship. Check it out for Invictus or other events where Aegis ships are on sale. Alright, so that's a brief review of the Aegis Avenger Warlock variant. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. You can use my referral code if you decide to jump into Star Citizen, and you'll get 5,000 extra in-game credits. Here's a big thank you to my current patrons. I have a Patreon going for $3 a month. All patrons will have their names listed at the end of my videos and get first pick on the next item I will cover. Plus we have a Discord where you can chat about anything you like. So feel free to sign up and let me know what you'd like to see next. Okay, catch you all next time.